Thank you very much. You know, we meet so many people, individuals and groups in our political lives, and there will always be some who will make a very significant impact on us. And for me, some of those people were the women I met from the Magdaline Laundries, and also those I met from the Association of Mixed Race Irish. And I want to use my couple of minutes to speak about their particular situation. I met them several times over the years, and with them we met then Minister James Riley. For me, it was the additional burdens, additional heartbreak and pain for those in these institutions who were of mixed race. And I know Rosemary Adisar has been speaking on the media on her experiences, which are very similar to the others from that group whom I met. The Commission of Investigation is specifically examining if any group was systematically treated differently on any grounds, including race, and they are very satisfied that that has been included. But I think that has to be included in any terms of reference that are being drawn up for any investigation involving children or institutions, and also the need for suitably qualified people to assist on investigations into race. The mixed race group, they have been wanting to see the interim report to examine if their issues are being adequately addressed. Their admittance files to mother and baby homes list their colour under the section defects, and regrettably the Ryan report did not deal directly with race. The group would also like to know the numbers of mixed race infants who passed through all of the mother and baby homes, but particularly St Patrick's. And one point on the Commission, the terms of reference, my question really is that all of the questions have to be answered and all of the issues addressed, so the terms have to be wide enough and flexible enough, and particularly sensitive handling from trained professionals. I know some people will want to speak in public, but there are others who will want to do that in private, and I think both have to be respected. And I know, Minister, we did have a discussion following requests from people regarding survivors who objected to the word home and being used as they find it an offensive word to use there. And I know in our exchange you were aware of the emotional impact of using that word to describe an institution of horror. Just to reiterate that I do think under our Equality Act that any investigation with children in institutions has to include race. And of course, with the one we're talking about now, if there is a need for a criminal investigation, well then that should happen. Overall, my question, will the terms of reference do what is necessary to get to the truth for justice for everybody involved? You know, and each time we feel or we say, well, that's the very worst that we can hear, something else emerges that is much worse than what we ever expected. And I'll just use my last minute to quote from one of the mixed race and what they had to say. And the point was made, the Dublin Health Authority's mother and baby home made many references to my colour in reports for no obvious reason other than to note or highlight racial bias. For example, two psychiatrist reports in 1967 referred to me as dark-skinned in the first one and coloured in the second. And the question is, what relevance did that have in a medical report? The admissions ledger at the industrial school had coloured in one of the columns, also in the heading of admissions reform. But that didn't apply to children, say, with red hair or white skin. And the last point, I don't know how I survived this place. And then, after spending 4 years at St Patrick's home, I was sent to an industrial school. I've met the members of the mixed race. They're remarkable people, what they have come through and the way in which they have survived. We owe an awful lot to them to get to the truth.